Viewers, thank you for joining us on India Upfront. It's astonishing that the Congress party has failed to learn from the tragic events of October 31st, 1984, when Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India, was brutally assassinated by Khalistani extremists. Indira Gandhi's martyrdom was a stark reminder of the dangers of appeasing separatist forces and the importance of upholding national unity. But it seems that the Congress party has conveniently forgotten these lessons by backing those who oppose the very idea of India and advocate for Khalistan. The Congress party is repeating the mistakes of the past. They are emboldening forces that seek to divide India. Have they forgotten the sacrifices of Indira Gandhi, who gave her life for the unity and integrity of the country? Have they forgotten the countless lives lost during the Khalistani insurgency? Viewers, let us not forget the sacrifices of the past. Let us not compromise on India's unity and integrity. Let us stand strong against the forces that seek to divide us. It's time for the Congress party to remember the lessons of history and take a firm stand against secessionism and terrorism. Anything less, viewers, anything less would be a betrayal of Indira Gandhi's legacy and the very idea of India. Before we open this up, listen to what senior Congress leader and former Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi said in Parliament and the firestorm it has triggered.
Emergency ये भी है कि 20 लाख लोगों द्वारा पंजाब में मेंबर पार्लियामेंट चुना गया और वो एनएस से लगाकर अंदर रखा हुआ है। फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच, उसकी कंस्टिट्यूएंसी के लोगों की बात यहां नहीं रख पा रहे।
एक चुने हुए व्यक्ति को जिस प्रकार की सुख सुविधाएं या जो भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के मुताबिक मिलना चाहिए वो हर व्यक्ति को मिलना चाहिए, चाहे वो मैं हूं, चाहे अमृतपाल है, चाहे कोई और है।
मैं कल्ला किसी खास एमपी का नहीं, मैं 3.5 करोड़ लोगों का कस्टोडियन हाँ।
चन्नी के बयान पर मैं इतना ही कहूंगा कि इंदिरा गांधी का हत्यारा खालिस्तानी और खालिस्तानी का समर्थन कांग्रेस का, वाह रे कांग्रेस जय चन्नी, ये भारत की संप्रभुता पे हमला है।
कांग्रेस पार्टी आज अलगाववादी और खालिस्तानियों के समर्थन में उतर आई है। ये वही कांग्रेस पार्टी है जो संविधान की बड़ी बड़ी बातें करती है। क्या ये संविधान सम्मिलित है? क्या ये संविधान की रक्षा कर रहे हैं?
Let's quickly open this up. Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Dr. Anand Ranganathan needs no introduction. Ratan Sharda, author. Dr. Nikul Patel, leader of the Congress Party. Kamruzaman Chaudhary ji, political analyst. Kapil Madan, advocate, completes the panel. Gentlemen, good evening. Dr. Ranganathan, we haven't learnt our lessons. At least the Congress Party has learnt nothing.
Good evening, Pranesh, and good evening to my fellow panelists. It's a very serious issue, and I'm glad you brought it up. I think we would not be doing justice to this if we don't talk as a whole about the Congress psyche when it comes to dealing with terror, because the fact remains, because of political expediency, you can call it, or vote bank or appeasement, Congress has traditionally been soft on terror. There are umpteen examples of this. Congress is an ally of AAP, a party that has been soft on Khalistani terror in Punjab. As an exception, Captain Amrinder went hammer and tongs at Kejriwal on this issue. The captain on June 30th, 2016 claimed AAP government got funding from WSO Canadian Khalistanis. On June 16, 2018, he accused AAP leaders of supporting referendum 2020 initiated by the Khalistanis. And on February 20th, 2022, he even directly claimed a Kejriwal Pannon SFJ nexus. And where is the captain now? Not in the Congress. Remember how it took a month to nab Amritpal Singh? I'm afraid, Pranesh, things are happening in exception or isolation. What is happening in Punjab is scary. I'm a child of the 80s, and I remember how, for all practical purposes, we thought then that we had lost Punjab forever. Until KPS Gill came along. Sadly, we don't have KPS Gills anymore. There is no doubt that the Punjab state government is proving itself to be wholly inept at handling the law and order in the border state. If it isn't the daily drone attacks, the drug mafia murders, the blasphemy killings, it is police stations being run over by Khalistani separatists and anarchists to get alleged kidnappers released and not able to nab a Khalistani for a month. And when you do nab him, he's inside a Gurdwara. Congress, number 2, is an ally of DMK, is it not? that publicly felicitated the assassin of Rajiv Gandhi. In January 2020, Bangalore police arrested 6 SDPI men who for 1,000 rupees each, 10,000 rupees each, I beg your pardon, plotted to kill the young BJP MP Tejasvi Surya because of his pro-CA stand. They came to kill him at a rally, but couldn't. So nearly killed an RSS worker instead. SDPI is the other side of PFI, is it not? But the Congress never banned the PFI in spite of documented proof collected by its own government, by the High Court, by intelligence agencies. That PFI was neck deep in acts of terror, bomb making, training camps, political murders linked to Al-Qaeda. So, and finally, do you remember the recent release of the Coimbatore bombers despite the refusal of the Supreme Court to give them bail? And the release was trumpeted by the DMK government as an example of being concerned about minority. Can you imagine? And who kept silent? The Congress. I'm not even going to crying tears, buckets of tears on Batla and Counter and so many other examples. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. And when in the wake of 26/11, when our air chief tells our then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh we need to bomb the terror targets in Pakistan. And what does he say? No, we are not going to do it. Right. You know the answer, Pranesh. You know the answer.
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, before you answer the question, I want to play out what one of your very tall leaders, Surjewala, said about Amritpal Singh. And we will play that out. And in fact, you know what he had said. He had called Amritpal an anti-India propagandist, supporter of terrorists who helped Amritpal escape. Listen to it.
Who helped the anti-India propagandist and supporter of terrorists Amritpal escaped in the first instance? Where was Amritpal hidden in all these days? Who gave him shelter? Are all those forces not anti-India forces? Who are the accomplices of Amritpal? Who are the co-conspirators of Amritpal operating from inside India as also from outside India? Does Amritpal have a connection with somebody in the central government or in the state government?
Pranesh, I believe none of us are fools sitting out here to understand the difference between Paul and Pal. Point here is that, Pranesh, can you tell your back office to please correct the echo, please?
Okay, sir. We'll fix
thank
the
you.
echo. Yeah.
Basic point that I'm coming out here. Any of us out here in this panel or anybody watching your broadcast, will anybody support a demand for a Khalistan? The answer is always a no, Pranesh. You must understand. Call for a Khalistan is anti-national. The call for an Islamic state is an anti-national and unconstitutional. Similarly, the call for a Hindu Rashtra is also unconstitutional and anti-national because it goes against the ethics of the constitution. Now, coming to the basic point that Mr. Channi was raising in the parliament, he cited a wrong example, no doubt, about Mr. Amritpal Singh. But the basic essence, the entire debate that he wanted to do was the undeclared emergency imposed upon this country, right from the amendments of the UAPA since 2019 till the detentions of people. Let me list to the crime of...
No, 1 minute. We've had many debates on emergency. Talk about Mr. Channi. 1 minute. No, 1 minute, sir. Kamruzaman Chaudhary ji. We've had several debates on emergency. You've been on panel. I want you to take a position. If you believe Mr. Channi has erred, condemn him. The party must act against him. Because he's echoing the idea that Amritpal Singh stands for. And that idea is against the idea of India.
I told you, anybody standing for the idea of a Hindu Rashtra or a Khalistan or an Islamic state is against the nation and anti-national. How many times do you want me to repeat
Twin
that?
Sinha, how many times do you want to hear from Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary? He says, jo hua to hua.
Undeclared emergency in parliament.
Pranesh, good evening, everybody. Well, I'm amused by Mr. Zaman's, argument when he says, please, you had your turn. Don't speak out of turn.
One person at a time, fade us down. Please, Twin Sinha, make your point.
Mr. Chaudhary, you just said that, he got the example wrong. Mr. Channi got the example wrong, but he was making the larger point. If you can't get a basic example right, it only shows that, this imagined emergency is a figment of your imagination. It's a chimera. It's a mirage. So please stop calling this emergency. Fact is, Pranesh, I have been saying for a long time that this Congress party is a fringe group, and with his open endorsement of Amritpal Singh today, Channi has shown that he's the torchbearer of that fringe mindset. And why are we surprised? You know, even 4 decades ago, Congress used to do this, support separatist groups more covertly. You know, General Kuldeep Singh Brar, in his autobiography, General Brar had headed the Operation Blue Star. He has been on record to state that it was Indira Gandhi who was responsible for the creation of a, for making, Bhindranwale into a Frankenstein monster. And even today, 4 decades after the assassination of Indira Gandhi, this Congress party remains unabashed. It is least concerned about national security. Though Channi, the same ex-CM, had presided over the worst security breach involving Prime Minister Modi in January 2022. So I think, the motives of this man and the motives of, and by the way, the larger point over here, who is the godfather of Channi? Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, who replaced a nationalist CM, Amrinder Singh, and got this fringe element installed as the CM of Punjab. So I think, what he said today is basically the thought process of Rahul Gandhi, and the buck stops with Rahul Gandhi. He needs to come out and clarify the Congress party's position over here.
Dr. Nikul Patel, who assassinated Indira Gandhi, sir?
So firstly, if you see, history cannot be changed, and whatever assassination happened, we have seen how it had happened. And what was the reason behind
Indira's assassination? Is whatever assassination? The Prime Minister was assassinated.
This is what
and you're calling it whatever assassination?
Some Congress person is stating something, and that is how the perception is being built into the country.
Some Congress person, whatever assassination. What has happened to you, sir?
Congress had never worked in the anti-national thing. If it have been,
मैंने तो वो सवाल भी नहीं पूछा है. I have not got there.
Rajiv Gandhi must have not been killed if he had done anything in it, right? So please don't try to.
What are you trying to say? I don't understand this. What was this Rajiv example? Dr. Ranganathan, what are we seeing?
I think the topic that was given to Nikulji was something else, because I am completely flummoxed by his utterances. Secondly, if he was so concerned and outraged by the assassination of the late, our beloved Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, did Rahul Gandhi even speak one word when the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Stalin, publicly felicitated the killer of Rajiv Gandhi? If you have the guts to say it right now, condemn Stalin for doing it, but you won't.
We always condemned everything, and that is what we have done, and that is why the country is into the sovereignty and integrity today into this particular position. If Congress would have been acting like anti-nationalists, then this country has not been into a sovereign country. Right from the independence, Congress had always tried to make all the people together. This is the false statement that has been put on the national television by the panelists. I disagree with it, and we condemn it.
False statement. 1 minute. What is the false statement? Which statement is false?
We are anti-nationalists.
Did he not felicitate?
We are anti-nationalists. Congress is anti-nationalist.
Who's saying that?
I disagree with.
Why are you second guessing the panelists? 1 minute.
Congress
Nikul
is
Patel.
the idea of anti-nationalists. Why we are anti-nationalists?
Who said it?
We are not with the country. We have bring the country to this level. We have devoted so many things.
डॉक्टर पटेल, आपको क्या हो गया है? डॉक्टर पटेल, आप लगता है, देखिए, आप सोच के आए थे कि पहला सवाल यही होगा. अब वो क्वेश्चन मैच नहीं कर रहा है. मैंने आपको तीसरा सवाल पूछ लिया, लेकिन आप आंसर पहले का दे रहे हैं. मैंने कहा बोला,
हम आंसर बराबर दे रहे हैं.
मैंने आपको पूछा हु असैसिनेटेड इंदिरा गांधी.
कांग्रेस देश के खिलाफ है, कांग्रेस देश के विरोधी है.
कौन बोल रहा है सर? ये तो अभी तक तुहिन सिन्हा ने
बोलेंगे कि कांग्रेस एंटी नेशनलिस्ट नहीं है. हम ऐसा नहीं चलेंगे. हम देश के लिए काम किया और देश के लिए काम करेंगे.
तुहिन सिन्हा कुछ कह रहे हैं.
जस्ट 3 सेकंड में देखिए निकुंज जी, आई हैव नॉट कॉल्ड कांग्रेस एंटी नेशनल, बट यू गाइज हैव अ सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर फॉर सेपरेटिस्ट ग्रुप्स. And I can give you 3 quick examples. Number one, Rajiv Gandhi, Farooq Abdullah Accord in 1986. That was the turning point for Kashmir. At a time when I will just give you 3 quick examples before others come in. Number one, Rajiv Gandhi, Farooq Abdullah Accord in 1986, at a time when Farooq Abdullah had openly started hobnobbing with separatist groups. That was point number one. Number two, as my friend Mr. Anand Ranganathan pointed out, in May 2022, when Stalin felicitated Perari Vilam, one of the assassins of Rajiv Gandhi, did the Congress party even condemn that act? Instead, you only bolstered your support to DMK. And point number three, after 2018 Mumbai blast, the Mumbai terror attack, your leaders basically, try to
downplay the terrorist attack. Okay. I want to bring in Ratan Sharda on the larger question. Mr. Sharda, forget for a moment the comments by Mr. Channi. Look at the silence of those who chant Jai Samvidhan. Sab chup hai, sir.
I cannot let go Channi because they are very serious. I am from Punjab. I have gone through that Punjab period. Used to go to Punjab very regularly. Condition, how I've seen how it deteriorated over years. Here, nobody's worried how the situation is deteriorating continuously, and they're just keeping quiet. For example, when Channi said that 20 lakh लोगों ने उसको चुना, 61% people voted in that Khadur constituency, out of the 61, Amritpal got 38% vote, 4,04,000. Then Congress got 2,07,000. AAP got nearly 2 lakhs. So you want to say that 4 lakh, a person was there 4 lakh, has a right to talk for separatism, right to talk about Khalistan. I am saying so. And if I give you the figures, for example, Deep Sidhu, whose brother Mandeep, who created Waris Pathan, Punjab Day, he lost his life in an accident. This Amritpal took it over. He used to say, Mandeep used to say that we don't believe in violence, we believe in talk. What did Amritpal Singh say? He said we believe in violence. He told you to pick up arms. He attacked a procession in Amritsar outer area to free his aide called Lok Singh, who had been implicated in the kidnap case. He called for armed rebellion against democratic government to ultimately build Khalistan. His place was found with huge cache of arms, and not only that, he was building a private militia with connection to ISI. Does it not worry Congress at all? Is it not eerily similar to what was happening in Punjab earlier on? There have been cases of people being killed on road, killed inside Gurudwaras for Beyadbi. Where is the law? In Patiala, they attacked the temple. They killed one Hindu leader, Sudhir Suri, in the daylight. They injured Sandeep Thapar nearly fatally, again in the open daylight. What is Punjab police doing? This is the kind of permissive atmosphere they saw the rise of Khalistan movement 1.0. And if we don't take these people, take this seriously, I think we are into very serious trouble, which neither AAP understands, neither Congress understands. Just try to play with words. Sorry, don't play with words. Understand the severity of the situation. The Kehar Singh's sons have been awarded by the SGPC with certain funds and honored with Saropa, etc. Is this what this nation going to? Does not Congress understand Indira Ji lost her life to these people and now they are being honored? Gurdwaras carry pictures of separatist leaders. There is no fear. There is no turmoil in Congress about it. So you can keep on arguing here, this and that. But please understand, situation in Punjab is very bad. It's going down the drain, not only economically, even ideologically. And here we are trying to pull apologies for this Amritpal Singh, who was a transport owner's son, by the way, who changed his entire attire to become a religious leader while he was not. He was Clayton at that time. Such people become leaders and Congress quotes them as leaders, then says, wo hamara nahi, wo hara nahi. So any leader, a former chief minister of Punjab, who is now a member of parliament,
leader nahi hai to parliament mein kya kar rahe wo?
Wrong, so who is responsible?
Mr. Channi, if he is not the leader of the Congress, Kapil Madan, what Mr. Channi has said, does it amount to betrayal of idea of India? Yes or no?
Now let me first respond to what my good friend Tuhin and my friend Anand has said. Now what they've said in their opening remark, they've said Punjab has gone from terrible times and our nation has paid the price. We've lost our prime minister, and I totally agree with what Anand and Tuhin has said. But at the same time, when the assassins of Srimati Indira Gandhi were declared as a martyr, and in fact, the entire opposition, including SAD, never opposed that idea. It shows what? At that point in time, you were, up against the Congress, despite the fact that, our, Prime Minister was lost fighting, that
One minute,
terrible.
Kapil Madan, it's a great realization, but only too late. 1 minute. You are questioning BJP's ally, but you will not act against your own.
Now, Pranesh, allow me to make my point, allow me to complete, in fact. Does Tuhin here, he comes from the BJP, does he, supports the idea, when the opposition, never opposed when the assassin of, Indira Gandhi was declared as martyred? Has today, what is his official position on this? What is the official position
the
of
BJP about its official position on issues of national security? We are the only party which has unequivocally stood for national security.
Questioning BJP's dalliance with the Shiromani Akali Dal in the past.
That is the reason there were a lot of issues where we were not seeing eye to eye. That is why Akali Dal and us are not together.
No,
your
Akali Dal left you.
Till
You never left Akali Dal.
Till these Lok Sabha elections, you were in alliance with Aam Aadmi Party. You are not answering that.
You are making an argument of
Pranesh, there is a larger issue over here. There is a larger issue over here. The buck stops with Rahul Gandhi because I will give you one example. Last year, he was in UK. If these were his rants, Democracy is in Danger tours. And in one of the tours, I remember him pulling up 6 gentlemen and saying that even Sikhs are not safe in India. And, we were shocked by that statement. Is Channi's diatribe today against the government an extension of that separatist mindset?
Kamruzaman Chaudhary is answering that. Yes, sir.
No, point is that, Pranesh, the basic point, no vakil, no appeal, no dalil. These are the synonyms of the National Security Act. Channi ji's point out here, my point out here, and majority of Indians' point is that people like Bhim Army Chief Chandrasekhar, Akhil Gogoi of Assam, Sharjil Imam, Dr. Kafil Khan under NSA, Omar Abdullah, Mahbooba Mufti, Shah Faisal, or even Umar Khalid have been languishing behind the jail without a fair trial, without even their cases coming up for hearing. The draconian NSA,
so you're questioning the courts now.
UAP,
you have a problem with the judiciary.
Government, if the point, not the judiciary, with the BJP government, if Amritpal Singh is so detrimental to the security of the country.
Kamruzaman ji, I just played out the reaction of Mr. Surjewala. What are you even saying? वो उनको terrorist sympathizer बता रहे हैं. आप बोल रहे हैं is he so detrimental to society? Dr. Ranganathan, why are we seeing this kind of commentary by the Congress party? What has gone wrong?
Examples. What was the fault of Umar Khalid? No, what was the fault of Umar Khalid?
Go ask the court, sir. 1 minute. Go ask the, we are not,
Umar Khalid.
Ask the court. Go to the court, implead yourself.
Is the matter in
pay
court
for a better lawyer. Go to the court.
So does Kamru believe in Sharia law or does he believe in Indian Supreme Court law?
No, this is
First
not
we have to ask him this.
The
court has taken cognizance of Umar Khalid.
Come on, now you come to your derogatory self.
So
you bring in the Sharia law. What has Sharia law got to do with this?
Did you not
do you support an Hindu Rashtra? Do you support a Hindu Rashtra?
Hindu Rashtra.
Do you support a Hindu Rashtra?
No, we are not a Hindu Rashtra.
Yes or no?
We are not a Hindu
yes
Rashtra.
Or no?
No, we are not.
You are yes or no? Do you support a Hindu Rashtra
as a way of life?
That it has said, but we are not a Hindu Rashtra.
You will
no,
when
we
it's
are
a way
not.
of life, it's a
no. They're two different things. Two different. We are not. We are then going into dangerous territory. We are not Hindu Rashtra.
It's a sentiment which we believe in.
No, what you believe in the idea of Hindu Rashtra?
It's a sentiment.
What is the sentiment?
It may not need a declaration. Let's not shift from the debate. The debate over here is clear. It's about the Congress Party's pro-separatist mindset.
That is the debate, but then Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary will ask you questions. You're backing Hindu Rashtra.
For an Islamic state or a
that's
Hindu
a sentiment for us. We don't believe in an official declaration.
Okay, Dr. Ranganathan.
No. What is an official declaration?
One minute. One after the other, sir. Please, all faders down. Dr. Ranganathan. Now we are from Amritpal. We are now talking about Umar Khalid. I don't understand the connection.
I think it is preposterous for Kamruji, my good friend, to say what was the fault of Umar Khalid when he knows that Umar Khalid is in jail, not because Modi is intent upon sending him to jail. He is in jail and he has been repeatedly denied bail for years because the court has taken cognizance. Now I asked him point blank, does he or does he not believe in the Indian justice system and the Indian courts? Why is he saying what is the fault of Umar Khalid? How has that got anything to do with Amritpal Singh? He is muddying the water because I know why he will muddy the water. Because Rahul Gandhi will never publicly condemn Stalin for publicly felicitating the killer of Rajiv Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi will publicly never condemn Mrs. Sonia Gandhi for crying buckets of tears in the face of Batla encounter. This is the reality. This is what they don't want to face. And secondly, when you talk about UAPA, it's a bit rich. Who got the UAPA in there for the first place? Congress has Mr. Dhavle and other editors were jailed by UAPA. 15, 16 others, Dalit activists were jailed. With impunity, UAPA was used. And now the same Congress is saying that UAPA is draconian. Khud laate ho. It's like the angel tax. Khud laए, अब कह रहे हो हट गया, तो भाई ये तो हमारी विक्ट्री है. अरे कुछ हिस्ट्री से सीख लो. अगर नॉर्मल हिस्ट्री नहीं आती, कंटेम्पररी हिस्ट्री पढ़ लो थोड़ा सा भाई. It's embarrassing for a scientist to teach you history.
No, okay. I just, before we move on to the other topic that we want to discuss, I want to, go over the three people on the panel. Dr. Patel, Kamruzaman Ji, Kapil Madan. Do you condemn what Mr. Channi said? Simple question, sir. अब इसमें उमर खालिद मत बोलिएगा, please. Kamruzaman Ji.
I told you he cited a wrong example. But the context you cannot mix.
Context.
And normalize everything with a particular pseudo-nationalism in your mind.
Pseudo-nationalism? Talking about a separate, Khalistan is pseudo-nationalism, sir. What are you saying? Kapil Madan?
So Pranesh, I just want to say here what he was referring to and what he wanted to emphasize on the fact that this government is trying to, scuttle the the voices,
scuttle the voices.
Yes, of course, yes. So maybe he made a wrong example.
Maybe
yes.
Reference, now, context, scuttle, Umar Khalid, whatnot.
Pranesh,
you are doing such a disservice. I'm sorry. Let's rise above partisan politics tonight, please.
No, Pranesh, can you please tell your viewers how many journalists have been slapped with UAPA in the last 10 years? Can you give the number?
I was asking you about the idea that Amritpal stands for. What is that idea?
So, yes.
What is that idea?
That's where the answer is. That's where the answer is when you impose these kind of...
Do you know how the UAPA laws were abused by the Congress party? The BJP is no less. So this is not about that. This is about the idea of India. No. Don't conflate issues, please. Don't mislead the viewer, Kapil Madan, please. 1 minute. Dr. Nitul Patel, will you condemn?
Congress never support anti-separatist movement. The example cited by him must not be there.
So you're condemning Mr. Channi?
Yeah.
Great. Learn from Dr. Nitul Patel. At least he has the courage to walk the talk. Very good, sir. Dr. Ranganathan, you have the last word before we move on.
I just want to make one point. Yes, the UAPA is being used currently. But for the Congress to say why is UAPA being used currently is hypocrisy of the highest order. They brought in the UAPA and some of the draconian provisions that they said Makoka has, UAPA should also have. They are responsible for it. They are still using it in Congress ruled states. In West Bengal, UAPA has been slapped. Correct. My good friend Kapil is right that BJP is also slapping UAPA. But let's not be selective about it. Everyone's slapping it because UAPA exists. Supreme Court has not invalidated it. So what are we talking about, please?
Pranesh, one small factor for Mr. Chaudhary. Chaudhary, since Mr. Chaudhary was mentioning Mehbooba Mufti in the victimization list, let me remind him that Nehru had put Sheikh Abdullah behind bars for a good 11 years, 2,000 kilometers south of Srinagar in a place called Kodai Canal. So please don't give this, unrealistic equivalences, because anybody who poses a threat to security, and if you go by Mehbooba Mufti's statements just before Article 370, I think she had brought it upon herself.
Okay, quick response, sir. It's only fair that you respond to that.
Can I have that? Nehru ji committed a lot of blunders. Indira Gandhi committed a lot of blunders. I'm not going into that. But the present 2024, BJP ruled Manipur. Will they condemn Arambai Tenggol as a terrorist organization which has made sufferings of hundreds and thousands of Manipuris in Manipur? It's a BJP ruled state. They will not, because it does not suit their narrative. While coming to Channi here, you are trying to make a generalized comment into an anti-national comment.
But, it is difficult for me to understand. Dr. Ranganathan, I'm sorry, I was about to move on. You see what has happened. Kamruzaman Chaudhary has called out the Nehruvian blunders by Indira Gandhi, but can't get himself to condemn Channi.
Is Mr. Chaudhary conceding that Nehru era was the real emergency? He needs to say that.
Tuhin, 1 second.
No, is Mr. Chaudhary conceding that Nehru era was the real emergency?
Pranesh,
yes.
1 second. I think you need to edit this thing out, because I don't want Mr. Sanjaya to have company of Kamruji, another suspended member. Or if Kamruji is absolutely proud of what he said, that Nehru committed many blunders, can he please name some of those blunders that Nehru committed? I dare him to do so.
He has just conceded Nehru era was the real emergency.
Listen, how these people, they twist the story. I asked a simple question.
अभी आपने बोला blunder, sir.
by Narendra
Twist on कर रहे हैं
in Manipur. Did they condemn their partner in Manipur, Arambai Tenggol, as a terrorist organization?
But उससे पहले आपने बोला Nehruvian blunders by Indira Gandhi. Okay, I understand. It can sometimes happen. Perhaps it's the voice of conscience that has come out. Let's move on.